Hello and happy Friday. Angus at the Bureau. Let's check out how the weather's looking this weekend across the country. First thing, if you haven't noticed it already, you probably will. The cold weather just getting reinforced over the course of the weekend. Some big waves on the way for eastern areas too. But before we get into that, I wanted to take a quick look at southern South Australia, which got a little bit of rainfall overnight, as we can see in the early morning radar imagery from this morning. Now, it wasn't huge amounts of rainfall, generally 10 to 20 millimetres around Adelaide and the Mount Lofty ranges, and just 1 to 5 millimetres elsewhere, but it was significant because it has been so dry in this part of the country for months on end. So a little bit of rainfall, they do want more, but a little bit of wet weather this morning. We'll see that leading band cleared up by about 5 a.m, but just in the last couple of hours approaching lunchtime, a few further showers pushing into that part of the country. So welcome rainfall, hopefully a little more on the way next week. Elsewhere around the country, checking out what's going on Saturday morning. A bit of wet weather around coastal New South Wales, a push of chilly southerlies bringing showers to the coast and the adjacent inland ranges. A little bit of rainfall also expected around this kind of meeting point between Victoria, New South Wales and South Australia. Patchy wet weather for parts of WA with a front off the southwest coast. But really it's the cold temperatures which will be taking the headlines again tomorrow. Widespread temperatures in the low single digits tomorrow morning, much like they were this morning and yesterday morning. In particular, parts of southern Queensland way below average, temperatures about 0 or 1 degrees there, and low single digits all across the southeast. Upper single digits through this area and the normal smattering of 15s to 20s across the tropical north. Daytime temperatures not quite as cold, still a couple of degrees below average across eastern states, including a high of just 11 in Hobart with a couple of chilly wintry showers. Now, compared to the last few days, not actually as much frost in the forecast for tomorrow. Part of that because there'll be stronger winds and cloud cover for some of these areas, but still a bit of frost for the south as well as some elevated parts of Queensland and New South Wales. Sunday will be another cold day dominated by high pressure. Now, a few changes though. That rain along the New South Wales coast leaves the country. Drier, sunnier weather there, except for a few showers around eastern Victoria and eastern parts of Tasmania. And in the west, we will get a front crossing WA, but it weakens away really quickly. And compared to the last couple of fronts in the production line, which have brought some punchy changes in the weather, this one will pass without too much of an issue. What I did want to note is the waves which are impacting eastern parts of the country as the weekend comes to a close, being driven by this big low pressure area in the Tasman that is going to generate some very large surf along eastern parts of Tasmania, the far east of Victoria, but in particular the coast of New South Wales. When we're looking at these pink purple colours, we're looking at waves of 6-7 metres, so really big surf for this area. Now, don't be surprised to see coastal hazard warnings issued for some of these eastern places, very large hazardous surf around New South Wales and around the eastern islands. Jumping ahead into rainfall now, we'll take a look at the country first. A lot of places getting no rain this weekend. There will be a little bit of the Gascoyne area in northern WA, which could see some moderate falls, but just light 5 to 10 millimetre stuff elsewhere in the west. And we'll zoom in on the southeast because some slightly more significant rainfall here, particularly along the New South Wales coastline. That's probably the heaviest falls expected this weekend. Most of the rain here will be Friday night and Saturday morning, when we could see 20 to 40 millimetres. Yet another wet start to the weekend for spots like Sydney, the Illawarra and the Hunter Coast. Elsewhere, patchy falls, really welcome rain in this area, dry through here, so anything they can get will be greatly received, and some really cold wintry showers for Hobart. Temperature-wise, it's another chilly one on Sunday. 0 or sub-0 degree temperatures through a broad region here are possible, low single digits as well, and everyone else looking around about the seasonal average, and a chilly afternoon on Sunday as well. Low to mid-teens all the way through New South Wales, ACT, Victoria and Tasmania. Southern parts of Queensland also quite chilly, and it's about seasonal elsewhere. If you want to see what your weekend has in store for your neighbourhood, you can check out your local forecast at the Bureau website and app, and stay up to date on social media too.